Good day, everyone. My name is Dallas Lizalan, and we are going to report uh, Module 20 Theories on Factors Affecting Motivation. Objectives: explain to a learning partner the following theories on the sources of intrinsic motivation. Attribution theory J, self-efficacy theory, self-determination and self-regulation theory, goal theory, choice theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, together with a learning partner, cite the implications of these theories to the facilitations of learning. Attribution theory. This theory explains that we attribute our success or failures or other events to several factors. For instance, you attribute your popularity to your popular parents or to your own sterling academic performance, or you attribute the poor economic condition you are in the land reform of the Philippine government or the voices of your father. So attribution theory is a factor that can affect one thing or circumstances. So for example is you are famous because your family is also famous or known. Another example is dato ka kay dato sab ang imong pamilya. Locus or place, internal versus external. If your student traces his good grade to his ability and to his hard work, he attributes he attributes his good grade to internal factors. If your student, however, claims that his good grade is due to effective teaching of his teacher or to the adequate library facilities, he attributes his good grades to factors external to himself. Loko, so another example is usa ka sa mga estudyante nga dako grades, and what you are thinking is that I am having a high grades because I did my best in my studies, or I am really that smart. So internal siya because it is from itself. But if you are having high grades because of your friends or because of the kindness of your teacher, it means it is external because it is from your friend or teacher. It is the reason why you are having a high grades. Stability, stable versus unstable. If you attribute your poor performance to what you have inherited from your parents, then you are attributing the cause of your performance to something stable, something that cannot change because it is in your genes. If you attribute it to excessive watching TV, then you are claiming that your poor eyesight is caused by an unstable factor, something that can change. So, stability. So, stable. So, stable means namamana. For example is you are smart because your parents are also smart. So, stable siya kay it's gonna change. So, stable is namamana. For example is you are smart because your parents are also smart. So, stable siya kay it's gonna change naa na sa inyong bloodline nga mga bright mo. So, in unstable, for example, is effort. We can say that that it is unstable because we can change it if we really want to change it. But it depends from us if we will effort or not. Controllability. Controllable versus uncontrollable. If your student claims his poor academic performance is due to his teacher's ineffective excuse me, teaching strategy, he attributes his poor performance to a factor beyond his control. If, however, your admits that his poor study habits and low motivation, he attributes the event to factors which are very much within his control. So, controllability. So, for example is, ginaklaim nimo nga gagmay imong imong grado because ang imong teacher kay dili kabalo mo tudlo or kanang kulang kay siya og knowledge. So ang imong so therefore uncontrol siya because dili ikaw ang gahawid sa knowledge sa imong teacher. So which is ang naghatag nimog idea kay ang imuhang teacher. So gitawag siya uncontrol. So when we say controllable, for example is you are having a low grades because you are not studying or you are watching K-dramas using your phone. It is controllable. Why? Because you can control yourself na dili usa maglantaw og K-drama, instead mag-focus usa sa pag-study. But it depends ra po na sa usa ka tawo if ganahan ba siya magtuon or dili. Relationships among the dimensions of attributions. So we have here four attributions. So the first one is ability. So it is inside the learner. Stable, so cannot change. Learner out of control. Ability inside the learner. Uh, effort inside the learner. Unstable, can change. Learner in control. Lack outside the learner. Unstable, can change. Learner out of control. Task difficulty outside the learner. Stable, cannot change. Learner out of control. Self-efficacy theory. A sense of high efficacy means a high sense of competence. Self-efficacy is the belief that one has the necessary capabilities to perform tasks, fulfill role expectation, or meet a challenging situation successfully. When your students believe that they have the ability to perform learning activities successfully, they are having more likely to be intrinsically motivated to do such learning activities. Uh, so self-efficacy refers to a person's perception of competence or the conviction that a particular person or student has the ability to accomplish a task without hesitating to perform any types of rules flawlessly and to handle any kinds of situations successfully. If your student is more likely to be motivated to complete such educational tasks, so below are the strategy when it comes to self-efficacy theory. So the first one is make sure make sure students master the basic skills. Make sure that students master the basic skills. Mastery of the basic skills like reading, writing, arithmetic will enable the child to tackle higher level activities. Imagine how miserable it is for a student who has not mastered the basic skills, unable to perform unable to perform higher level learning tasks that require display and use of basic skills. Your student will feel he or she is a failure in his or her school life. So make sure that your students possess and can use fundamental abilities like reading, writing, and others. Imagine having a student who has no understanding of basic skills. How can he or she perform higher level activity every in a simple and basic skill? Mastery of these basic skills can be a milestone to a student to perform any higher learning activities in school and feel motivated by doing. Therefore, you should familiarize and train first-year students in a fundamental skill so that when they execute higher skills, they already have a foundation and an understanding of how to do it well. The second one is help them make noticeable progress on difficult tasks. So you like up climbing a mountain when you feel that you are not making progress at all. When you have spent hours and hours on a difficult task and and you seem not to be progressing, you are made to think that you your efforts are leading you nowhere and you want to give up. That's why it is good that you are helped to see progress while you are working on difficult tasks uh, on. That's why uh, difficult tasks. Sorry. The knowledge that you are progressing inspires you to keep on. So, help them. So, giving your student praise and having him or her complete challenging assignments will likely increase their confidence to do so. Of course, we all want to complete, but we all want to complete challenging assignments and pass them. But if we have already given our all but feel that there is something missing or that our efforts fall short, we need someone to recognize our efforts and progress. So the third one is communicate confidence in students' abilities through words and action. Ex- Express confidence that your students will have their abilities can easily tackle the learning task word the, the learning task. Words like if you were able to do more difficult tasks yesterday, what you are asked to do today is much easier than that of yesterday. Needless to say that your body language and words expressing your belief in their abilities must match. So, because you are more likely to complement your students' skills and abilities with their hard work, engaging them in any activity will likely enhance their morale. So, the fourth one is expose them to successful peers. Being with successful peers, your students will inhale success and get energized to succeed as well. Success is infectious in the same way that failure is contagious. So therefore, by exposing them to successful peers, uh, by exposing them to successful peers, they are more likely will be inspired to work harder and take whatever necessary steps to enable them to achieve what others did. This is similar to placing your students in an environment where they may observe how things will be in the future. So that's all for my report. Let's move on to Deles.
My name is Rod Christian O. Dallas, and I will be reporting self-determination and self-regulation theories. Students are intrinsically motivated when they have a sense of self-determination, when they believe that they have some choice and control regarding the things they do and the direction their lives take. A student's sense of self-determination is demonstrated in his capacity for for self-regulation refers to a person's ability to master himself. He is the I am the captain of my soul type of person, and he is not a victim of the circumstances. He is capable of directing himself. So these are the people that are self-centered in choosing their own goals and working on it to fully reach and achieve their goals in life. So what are the indicators of self-regulation? They are the abilities to set the standards for oneself. This means that since we are talking about self-regulation, of course, we need to set the standards. We should create a limitation to oneself, especially in making our decision. Monitor and evaluate one's own behavior against such standards, and after we set standards to ourselves, we should observe things that is needed to improve or we should identify and differentiate the outcomes, improving your standards, whether it helps or not, and impose consequences on oneself for one's success or failures. You should reward yourself in the outcomes in making your standard. If your standard is good, and if not, make also a punishment or consequences so that you will be motivated to achieve your goals. How does self regulation relate to motivation? A student is capable of self regulation is more likely to be more intrinsically motivated because he sets his goal and standards, he monitors his progress, and evaluates his own performance. A student who is capable of self regulation is not only capable of regulating his behavior, but he is also capable of regulating his own learning. So, for example, as a student, if you are capable of a self regulation, you have focus on your goal, which also define you as intrinsically motivated because you set your standards for yourself to achieve your goals, and also you identify what are the lackness of your standards. So, for example, as a student, if you are capable of self regulation, you have focus on your goal, which also define you as intrinsically motivated because you set standards to yourself to achieve your goals. Goal setting. Self regulated learners know what they want to accomplish when they read or study. So, as you all know, that self regulated learners uh, know what they want to accomplish when they read or study. Planning. Self regulated learners determine ahead of time how to best use the time when they have available for learning. So the learners will set the time on if which he or she is going to make the learning possible. Attention control. Self-regulated learners try to focus their attention on the time subject matter at hand and clear their minds of distracting thoughts, emotions. So learners will set aside the emotions or problems that could distract their minds on learning. Application of learning strategies. Self-regulated learners choose different learning strategies depending on the specific goal they want to accomplish. So learners will make a learning strategy to accomplish their goal. Self-monitoring. Self-regulated learners continually monitor their progress towards their goals, and they change their learning strategies or modify their goals if necessary. So learner should always monitor his or her learning if there is a progress, and if not, he or she could possibly change his learning strategy to achieve his or her goals in life. So self-evaluation. Self-regulated learners determine whether what they have learned is sufficient for the goals they have set. So learners should also evaluate their learnings, whether the strategy that they use has a progress or is helpful. Here are some suggestions from motivation theorists to enhance students' sense of self-determination about school activities and assignments. Present rules and instructions in informational manner rather than controlling manner. Provide opportunities for students to make choices. A particular lesson objectives can be reached by the use of varied strategies. Students will be more likely to be intrinsically motivated to attain it, of course, within the set parameters. Evaluate the student's performance in non-controlling fashion. Communicate evaluation results to inform your students of their progress without passing judgment of some sort, but to make them see that they are strong in some points, but not so in other items. So, as a teacher, we need to be more informative to give instructions to our students, also in terms of discussing lessons. And also, we need to provide opportunities for the students to make choices. And also, in discussing, we could use possible many varied strategies. So, students will be more likely intrinsically motivated to attain it. And evaluate students' performance in uncontrolling fashion. So, dili mo kailangang magpangasaba sa mga estudyante. If they got a low score, then you should say, okay, it's okay. You should do better next time. Dili kay mga saba mo nila. Kay if kung mga saba mo nila, they will lack confidence in their self. So the choice theory, Bob Sulo, 2007 writes, the choice theory is biological theory that suggests that so as a teacher, we need to be more informative to give instructions to our students, also in terms of discussing lessons. And also, we need to provide opportunities for the students to make choices. And also, in discussing, we could use possible many varied strategies. So, students will be more likely intrinsically motivated to attain it. And evaluate students' performance in uncontrolling fashion. So, dili mo kailangang magpangasaba sa mga estudyante. If they got a low score, then you should say, okay, it's okay. You should do better next time. Dili kay mga saba mo nila. Kay if kung mga saba mo nila, they will lack confidence in their self. So the choice theory, Bob Sulo, 2007 writes, the choice theory is biological theory that suggests that we are born with specific needs that we are genetically instructed to satisfy, and all of our behavior represents our best attempt at many moments to satisfy our basic needs or genetic instructions. So the four basic psychological needs are belonging or connecting, fun, power or competence, and also freedom. So the needs for belonging or connecting motivates us to develop relationships and cooperate with others. Without the need for belonging and cooperating, we would only strive to be independent. So the students should create, the teachers should create a sense of a community in the classroom and make sure that every student feel that he or she belong to the classroom community, because if he or she doesn't, then she may lose confidence in herself. Power or competence. The need for power is more than just a drive to dominate. Power is gained through competence, achievement, and mastery. Our genetic instruction is to achieve mastering new skills and to be recognized for our accomplishments. So as a teacher, we need to satisfy the students' needs for power of our students by helping them to acquire it by molding them so that they will end up to be a competent students or competent persons where they have the knowledge of their minds and will experience genuine power. As humans, we are also motivated to be free to choose. Having choices is part of what it means to be human and is one reason our species has been able to evolve, adapt, and thrive. So, to motivate the students in learning, let us give them a freedom to choose, but also we should give them to the way that are safe and responsible, and make sure that it is developmentally appropriate, so that we students learn to be responsible. Next is the fun. Each time we learn something new, we are having fun. Another universal human motivator. It is our playfulness, our sense of discovery that allows us to learn as much as we do. Teachers should create a joyful classroom community so that the students will be more likely to learn. So that will be the end of our report. Thank you so much.
Now, let us proceed to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, there are 5 stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The physiological needs, safety need, love and belonging, esteem, self-actualization. So, the first stage is physiological needs such as water, air, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. So, obviously, these are the basic needs nga atong kailangan everyday as a human. So, we need food para makakaunta, air para makaginhawa, and shelter para natay mapuy, and so on. The next stage is safety needs. So, personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. So, employment. So, kailangan nato we need job. Kailangan nato trabaho to kay kung wala tay trabaho, asa man ta manguha og ikapalit nato og makaon, di ba? Next is the resources. So if we don't have our resources of our daily needs, where we can get food, clothes, and so on. Next is property. So we need property. Okay? If we don't have a property, where we can live, asa man ta mamuyo. So, the next stage is love and belonging, such as friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. So, we seek love and belonging So we desire to be close to our family and friends and belong to a society. So if we feel to be loved and belong, it will motivate us to live positively. So it can motivate us to develop our relationship and cooperate with others. So nowadays, when good, there are many cases of suicide. So one of the reasons of suicide cases is that they feel that walay gamahal nila. They feel nga wala sila na belong ana nga tapuka, barkadaha, or family. Wala sila ka-feel o gugma. So kita, we should be nice to everybody. So kung kita kag classmate nato nga hinuktok siya raw sa ato siyang i-appeal sa atong tapok, sa atong mga barkada, ato siyang i-appeal, ato siyang tagdon, atong ipa-feel niya nga wala siya naginusara, nga naata para ipa-feel niya nga naigamahal niya. So, it is worth it to be loved, especially by our loved ones. Diba? So, the next stage is esteem. So, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. So, we want to be someone to be appreciated. If we satisfy these needs, it can motivate us to do better in life. Then, the last stage is the self-actualization. So, it desires to become the most that one can be. So, Kung kaginhawa rata, buyag, makakaon ta, makainom tag tubig, makasleep ta, and we feel safe and be part of a group, and we feel special. That means we reach our need in self-actualization. We can satisfy our needs, or we can satisfy our self-actualization by achieving our needs. Next is the goal theory. So, our goal is a powerful process of thinking about our future. So, if we want to be as successful in the future, we need to set a goal. So, dapat naatay goal sa atong kinabuhi para naatay or naay kapaingnan ng atong pagpaningkamot. So, akong goal sa akong kinabuhi, makahuman og eskwela, and then makatabang sa akong ginikanan, makabalay para nila. So, let's proceed to learning goals versus performance goals. So, the goals we set for ourselves affect our levels of motivation. So, learning goal, desire to acquire additional knowledge or master new skill. So, kita as a future educator, our goal is for our students to learn a new knowledge. We need to create a learning objectives muna atong goal. Para sa atong lesson plan, nga gigama, so it should be brief, clear, and specific statement of what learners will be able to do at the end of the lesson. While the performance goal, it is the desire to look good and receive favorable judgments from others or unfavorable judgment. So, performance goals is a short-term objective that is expected to achieve within a set period of time. So, in a classroom community, students do their best by their performance goals so that they can get a higher grades. So next is the self-determined goals. Personally relevant and self-determined goals enhance a student's motivations. So when the lesson objective is or are related in a real life situation, so the learner is motivated to study and learn. So they will develop an interest to actively engage in the lesson and learn on their own determination. So now for goal setting. As I said earlier, our goal setting is a process of thinking about our future. So there are 5 major elements of goal setting. So there are 5 major elements. First is the goal acceptance. So to be effective, we need the agreement to achieve the desired goal. Next is the specificity. So we must be specific in our goal so that we can know what to do to achieve our goals. Next is challenge. We need to accept the challenges by giving effort in putting our goals in life. So in order our goals to be meaningful, we need to be challenging. So accept the challenges positively to achieve our goal. Next is the performance monitoring. So of course, we need to monitor our goal in life so that kung mahibalaan nato kung na-accomplish man nato ato ang mga goals. Next is the performance feedback. Performance feedback helps us na makita nato kung naabay progress ang ato ang mga goals. So, that's all and thank you.